What did God do? First, he had to get rid of the old race. He had to look in the hearts of the men who was not in the book of life. The sons of God created a secondary chaos after Cain had slew his brother Abel. Just before the flood of Noah, they went into the daughters of Cain and bare children unto them all who had children. In other words, the women was powerless. God himself had to create another judgment, a new commandment with a judgment set in place. He had to create a judgment. There was never a judgment set in place with Adam and Eve because man have never sinned to the magnitude where Cain slew his brother. But after the revelation of Cain, and Cain slew his brother slew his brother, God had set new standards, new rules and regulations, and he had to write a law, a covenant law that will also stand with the Gentiles who was not in the book of life because of the formality upon which they was interbred into the human flesh. Angels of God who had no pigment interbreed themselves, took the female all they chose, not by them being willing, and interbreed with them, bearing fruits of the earth, part angels and part man. Yeah. By the flesh, knowing God, and the spirit of these people didn't know God, they was caught in the midst of heaven and hell. So God had to create another judgment. He had to create another standard of law to provide for all people that any man who worshiped this law and worshiped this God in the name of Jesus Christ, they all will come under our same umbrella as fruits of Abraham. Well, and done so, God had to draw up a new covenant. Let the sons of the angels chose the covenant and the God they serve. Let the fruits of Adam and Eve not be complacent, but understand the covenant law had changed. They had to bring a judgment because Cain had to slew his brother Abel, and somebody had to give an account of innocent blood. So what he did, he began to prepare earth after looking at the hearts of the man who was caused by the angels, bearing children unto the daughters of man, spoken of in Genesis chapter 6, 1 I said 5, creating a different people, new manner of people with a low pigment count because of the type of interbreeding that they withstood by their parents being angels. They had no pigment, and that diluted the pigmentation of the offsprings caused by the strange interbreeding. But when they got here, all didn't want to serve Jesus Christ. They want to be exalted because the angels was exalted above the human being. When God spoke of John the Baptist, he said the least angels was greater than the greatest man. But the angels, children buried by the angels, they wanted to find a place in there somewhere between that angels and the greatest man upon the earth, want to exalt the works of the satanic mindset caused by the demonic spirit who had caused himself to become this. He wanted to exalt himself above the hand of God. When the last words in Genesis chapter 1, he said, chapter 1 And 6th verse, 6th day, he said, be fruitful and multiply. I have placed everything in your hand. He was speaking to a black man. Why I say this? There was children born called the Gentiles of the white race. They had no covenant with God. Don't they don't even now have a covenant with God if they don't take on the law that God gave to Moses. They still don't have that covenant. The only way they have that covenant, they have to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. And they cannot accept him as long as they're over there killing them people over there in Iraq, Afghanistan. They don't have a covenant with God yet. Well, what I say? It places us in a dire situation, which will bring us back to where I am. The flood of Noah had to open up this river, which was the west bank, was River Pison, which was spoken of in Genesis chapter 2. Genesis 2:11-12. And the river Gihon, Genesis 2:13. These were the rivers on the west bank. But you go all the way around here to Persian Gulf, it tells you about the river Euphrates and the river Tigris. All of these rivers are spoken of in Genesis chapter 2. Now, so the first man was near the equator, around the hottest region of the universe, near the equator. The white man, who became a parasite, he could not migrate down here. He had to become a parasite and create weapons of mass destruction in order to become a dominant force where he could rule with a rod of iron. Now, first man was down here. This was a river. They could cross this river anytime. Adam and Eve could cross this river, which was the Red Sea. But when the flood of Noah came, and by being a high volume and a magnitude of water going down this river, it cut them into seas. It made the Mediterranean Sea a great sea, instead of the little river that was going down through it. All this was connected in the beginning. It created the Persian Gulf and the Arabian Sea through the dissipation of this magnitude flood, which was caused by God killing the first fruit of the angels. But even one woman in time who married Jephthah, oldest son, so oldest son was contaminated. This was the work of God. This is where the bloodsuckers, the leeches, and the parasite came out. Sucking the blood of Abraham's children, Isaac and Jacob. Even the whole world, it became bloodsuckers over the whole world. It became a dominant race through this blood-sucking, parasites, and being leeches. I'm using this terminology because this is what it is. Because I find it holds true as we live in today's world. Now I'll show you what I get this. Now, Genesis chapter 12, after God had changed the dynamics of the earth, Red Sea, which was a river, is now a Red Sea. There are enough ships coming up. Persian Gulf is now wide enough for ships to come through. It was not at first because of the river. The Mediterranean Sea is a major place where they can make the very large ships up in there. All of this was the works of God. You can see it.